Dave, it's good to have you back as a Bitter Movie Critic. What are we reviewing today?
Well, first I want to announce that I'm wearing the same shirt that I used in that intro.
Yes, I noticed that. That's very nicely done.
And
I bet that's comfortable, that Young Turks t-shirt.
It's great to have me back as the Bitter Movie Critic. Well, I've been bitter the whole time, even though I haven't been reviewing any movies.
That's very true. And I can't wait to see if you're bitter about this one. It's about Iraq, right? Stop Loss?
Stop Loss. Mm-hmm. It's a movie produced by MTV Films. I don't know how much you know about MTV Films. I couldn't figure out their whole lineup of movies they've done, but I assume, you know, they do the Jackass movies, but I think they do good movies too. So I didn't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. And being MTV Films, I think it's funny. They did their best to make this a crappy movie, and they failed because they ended up making a decent movie.
Why do you think they
The acting, except for Ryan Phillippe, not actually including him, the acting wasn't that great. There were some scenes that were over-dramatized. There were some fight scenes that were pretty lame. I don't mean battle scenes. I'll get to that in a minute. I mean fight between people. And some personal conflict scenes that were overdone and really cheesy and not very well done. And the dialogue was at times iffy. But I was interested in the movie the whole way through. It raised a lot of interesting issues. I should tell you what the movie's about. There's a band of soldiers from Texas fighting in Iraq, and they come home on leave, and the main two characters think that they're done with their service, but there's fine print in their contract. It's the Stop Loss program. They're being sent back. And the main character, this Ryan Phillippe guy, rebels, and he says he's not going to go back. And the conflict continues from there, and that really drastically destroys his personal life and his relations with his buddies. Mm-hmm. And they raise all the conflicts about what a senseless war this is. It comes out quite against the Iraq War in very stark terms. There's a badly injured and mutilated soldier that's on the screen in a couple scenes for a long time, and it's really uncomfortable, but that's what we need to see. You don't see it anywhere else, but it's in the movies finally. And the conflict of it is very interesting. What's going to happen to this guy? He's a so-called American hero, but now that he doesn't want to go back to Iraq, the army is treating him like a criminal. And it raises a lot of great issues, and it's very suspenseful.
That's interesting. So you're saying that, look, they try to schlock it up a little bit with the over-the-top fight scenes or whatever and the drama and
stuff.
Well,
they didn't try to schlock it up, but they just did it. They're poorly choreographed. They're just really dumb scenes, some of them.
Okay. But overall, it still didn't take away from the main thrust of the
story.
Movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. And so for
the movie opens with a battle scene in Iraq. We saw a little of that in the trailer. It may not be quite as good as Black Hawk Down or Saving Private Ryan, but it's pretty damn good. It really keeps you on the edge. It does an excellent job. This war in Iraq is different than many other wars. You don't know where it's coming from, when it's coming, who it's going to come from, and that was well depicted in the opening battle scene.
All right, so you got me kind of wanting to watch this thing. You're saying I should go see it this weekend?
I think so. It hasn't done very well. I checked the number. It's in its second week, and it's making very little money. People aren't watching it, and it's a shame because they're not seeing this in the news. You got to go see it in the movies.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I think that the topic of Iraq is probably depressing to people to some degree, and I think that's why they're shying away from it. And I'm a little afraid that if it doesn't do well, that they're going to stop making movies like this, which are important, you know, and which are interesting too. Forget being important. It's not like eating your vegetables. You're saying it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's like eating a nice steak. Right.
It's a good movie in that it's not a very nice subject matter.
Right. So let's do the lemons on it. Lemons are, of course, 5 lemons. You're extremely bitter about it. 0 lemons, not bitter at all about it. I'm kind of curious where this one's going to fall.
Even though I'm the Bitter Movie Critic, believe it or not, I never think about the lemons until you ask me at the last second.
Even though you know it's coming every single time. It's kind of like the Iraq battle scene. It just kind of hits you from nowhere.
So, not very bitter. 2 lemons.
2 lemons. Okay. I would have thought maybe you'd have gone 1 lemon. No, you're going to stick.
No, I'm going to stick with 2 lemons.
All right, 2 lemons. So not very bitter. Pretty good movie overall. Check it out over the weekend. I will, man. That's the funny thing is I take this really seriously. Like I wasn't going to see the movie, but now that you said it, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, and you should too. Those of you out there listening.
All right, there you go. Bitter Movie Critic says it.